Missouri Valley celebrates its alumni with its homecoming weekend. Welcome to KMVC News. I'm Kara Petrone. While the weekend is centered around the football game and other athletic events on campus, the party gets started the night before with the pep rally. KMVC's Vince Taylor reports it's an event to bring generations of Vikings.
Students all around the world that graduated from Missouri Valley College come back for homecoming week because of their time and experiences.
The reason I came back is just because Missouri Valley, the 2 years I was here, I just felt like I was part of a family, and still till this day, I communicate with a lot of people in the area, and I just feel like once a Viking, always a Viking.
One of Missouri Valley's oldest homecoming traditions is the torch run. It was created by Ed Leslie, who originally ran from Marshall to Orlando for the Tangerine Bowl. The homecoming version started off as a run from the opposing school back to Missouri Valley, with the members from the Vikings athletic department taking turns running the white torch back to campus. But now it's a 5K and a competition between the athletic teams. Luis Medina won the best overall time.
I feel honored, feel good. They nominated me to represent the basketball team. Well, not only the basketball team, but the people back at home, the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas.
Homecoming is just a part of people's journeys of growing, building, and learning at Missouri Valley, and all of it is what keeps alumni coming back.
I just want to continue that for the generations to come, and keep this place rolling and going, and being an awesome place where you can come and grow up and learn life lessons.
And that was Vince Taylor recording. And the homecoming football game opened the Missouri Valley football team schedule in the Heart of America Athletic Conference's South Division. The Vikings could end a couple of droughts with a win. The Vikings' last homecoming win was in 2018, as was the last win in that South Division. Missouri Baptist built a 13-0 lead and controlled the first 28 minutes of the game. Missouri Valley scored its first points just before halftime on a 16-yard touchdown pass from Tion Harris to Khalil Dampier. Dampier had 8 catches for 80 yards and the score. The Vikings came running out of the gates to start the second half, led by Jeremiah Bryant and his 64-yard touchdown run that gave Valley the lead. Bryant had 155 yards on 20 carries and won the Ted Shitton Award for the most outstanding senior in the homecoming game. Just 2 minutes later, Harris hit Dorian Miles for a 41-yard touchdown pass. James Phillips scored a 1-yard run, and a pair of interceptions sealed the homecoming win 35-20. That's the first homecoming win since 2018. The win also ends a 20-game losing streak in South Division play. The Vikings now have a pair of road games. The first is on the 21st against Benedictine. The first place Missouri Valley men's soccer team suffered its first defeat of conference play on the 11th against Central Methodist. So the Vikings were trying to bounce back on homecoming night against the league's second-place team, the William Penn Statesmen. William Penn controlled play through most of the first half while having wind at its back. Valley didn't have a shot until the game's 32nd minute. Kareem Akpinar broke the scoreless game with his 4th of the season, and the Vikings took a 1-0 lead into the half. The second half featured more Akpinar. He scored his 2nd of the game in the 65th minute and completed the hat trick in the 80th minute. That's 2 hat tricks for Akpinar in Valley's last 2 home games. Sam Green scored 3 minutes later in Valley's second half adverse carries to a 4-0 win against William Penn. Valley can win the regular season conference title and a berth in the national tournament with a win in a Mount Mercy tie or loss on the 21st. The showdown for first place and the upper hand for the regular season Heart of America Athletic Conference title didn't go Missouri Valley's way, as the Vikings fell to the Central Methodist Eagles 4-2 on the 11th. With 4 games remaining in league play, and without the tiebreaker in case CMU loses, Valley has to win out and get some help for the regular season title. The first of the 4 kicked off the soccer doubleheader on homecoming night against William Penn. Valley's first goal came off some hustle from Ashley Rivas and some bad luck from the William Penn. The attempt to clear the ball clipped Arriba's foot and sailed over the goalie's arm into the back of the net. It's Arriba's 9th of the year. Arriba scored her 10th of the goal in the second half. William Penn had more misfortune with an own goal, and Victoria Ainsforth scored late to finish a 4-0 win. Arribas now has double digits in goals for the second consecutive year. Lola Benitez earns a shutout. The Vikings can clinch at least the 3 seed with a win against Clark on the 21st. Both soccer games against the Pride are on the Viking Sports Network. The Missouri Valley College women's volleyball team could take 2 steps towards solidifying a spot for the Heart of America Athletic Conference postseason tournament with a pair of wins against Graceland and Peru State over the weekend. Missouri Valley swept Graceland on the 13th behind 11 kills and 15 digs from Juliana Oliveira, 9 kills from Ksenia Simone, and 8 kills from Nakane Pereira. Lindsay Day had 32 assists, and Janine Palses had 19 digs in the win. Missouri Valley and Peru State split the first 2 sets, each winning 25-21. Missouri Valley won the 3rd set, winning the final 2 points after a 23-23 tie, and Peru State won the 4th set, winning the final 2 points after a 23-23 tie. But the Vikings raced out to a 10-4 lead and took the 5th and deciding set 15-9. 3 Vikings had double-digit kills led by Oliveira's 19. The weekend sweep gives Missouri Valley a 2-game cushion for the 8th and final spot in the conference tournament. The Vikings are just 1 game behind Mid-America Nazarene for 7th. The Vikings play the Pioneers on the 20th. Paya Bookworm saved the puppies. The MVC Book Club took it upon themselves to get pied in the face to support the local animal shelter.
For a minimum donation of $1 to Marshall's Animal Shelter, students and staff could buy a book club member on October 12th.
That's usually something that sororities do on bigger campus, so I figured it would be a good way for the book club to raise money. It's the same day that we have puppies. They get to help and then pet some puppies.
Morrow Library has collaborated with the animal shelter, hosting events during finals and midterms. The shelter brings puppies in so students can come in and relax during that stressful time. Even anchors got in on the fun. The animal shelter is currently overcrowded and in need of more donations.
Since it is such a small town, it's not as funded as much as bigger animal shelters, and just being able to help all those animals that don't have a home, don't have that many food, don't have that much shelter or water, like we can just help fund that.
Anything over $100 would be nice. We are a small club, so it's harder for us to get a lot of money raised, but I think we exceeded that.
The MVC Book Club raised over $200 for the shelter.
The puppies that came to the library were also featured in the Missouri Valley College Homecoming Parade. And that's KMVC News for this week. I'm Carrie Patrone. Thanks for watching.